And Billye Brim, you were with us in Australia. Please come, stand up if you may, please. And everybody will see you. Billye Brim has been such a voice for Israel for so many years. 1986, the Lord told you to come and study Hebrew. After a great, I think, personal tragedy. Yeah.
My husband passed away, and that was 1986, and I prayed, what do I do now? And the Lord said, I was shocked. I want you to study Hebrew in the land. And so I came to an amazing place, Opanakiva in Netanya, and studied with an amazing woman, Shulamit Katz-Nelson, Nobel nomination. And so things began. Can I tell a little story?
Please.
In all the years, I've had lots of experiences. I brought lots and lots of people. I started bringing tours to Israel. We brought probably thousands of people. And early on, I was with some friends, and we were in Jerusalem, and I waked up in the morning, and I knew that we were supposed to go to Mea Shearim. Now, Mea Shearim, if you know, that is the very ultra-Orthodox community, and they had a big sign, New York Jews don't come in here without your clothes on. And yeah, they had it. And I said to my friends, now we got to go there, but you have to dress very, long sleeves, this and that. So we went there, and in the taxi, the man said, the driver, the best falafels in Jerusalem are in Mea Shearim. Okay, there's a leading from the Lord, falafels. So we got into a line. It was a very long line, and we finally made it to the front, and the man serving the falafel said something to us that he didn't say to anyone else. He said, do you want to go in the back and eat them? Okay, in the back. Now here on the street are the stores, but in the back, the people live of Mea Shearim. And the children played there, and they had their clothes hanging out, and there were 2 picnic tables. And I sat at one of those tables, and a black-coated, ultra-Orthodox man sat at the other one. Well, I know better than to even look them in the eye, even don't dare put your hand out, nothing. But he says to me, he begins a conversation. And I thought, he started it. So I'd been watching online, and there was a buzz going online about a date, September 11, 1999. 1999, September 11. And I saw this buzz among the Jews and this and that and this and that. And I thought, well, since he started this conversation, I'm going to ask him if he knows anything about it. I said, do you know anything about what is this about September 11, 1999? He says, that's the day everything changes. And from a 400-year-old prophecy from one of the, I don't know who, there was a prophecy that on that date, September 11, 1999, everything changes. So, okay, I go to one of my rabbi friends in Jerusalem, and I say, what is it? What changes? And he said, for one thing, the end of days judgment of the nations begins. On September 11, 1999, the end of days judgment, the last judgment of the nation begins, the nations. And then it is written in that prophecy, from where it came, don't ask me, that on Rosh Hashanah following September 11, 1999, which is Rosh Hashanah 2000, the war cycle will begin. And it will not end until the war that the Messiah comes, Zechariah 14.
A war cycle.
A war cycle will begin, and it will not end until the war that the Messiah comes back and puts his feet on the ground, according to Zechariah chapter 14. So that was the next Rosh Hashanah, 2000. On the next Rosh Hashanah, and I was very involved with Ariel Sharon before he went kind of crazy, Meshuggah, and put the people out of Gaza, but I knew him very well. He, in fact, told me he was not the prime minister. And I was in his office, and he said, Israel is in the greatest danger it's ever been because the prime minister was trying to give away the Temple Mount. And he said, I don't know anything to do but go there and pray. And he actually called me in my house in America and asked me, did I think still think he should go, Ariel Sharon? Yes. So he went. And so on that day, he went there to pray on the Temple Mount. But he wasn't the cause of it. They were already ready with stones to pelt down from the Temple Mount down on the Jews come to pray. And Intifada 1 began. The Intifada began, and the Intifada, next Intifada, and we have literally been having wars and rumors of wars ever since, and they will not really end until the Messiah comes, who is Sar Shalom, the Prince of Peace. And so now here we are. From that time, the judgment of the nations end time going to begin. So I start to study the Bible, and I found the scriptures, and I put them in this little book here. These are not all of them, but all the nations of the earth, every single one. I'm hammering this home because I know right now it's so important. The nations, every single one of them, God, they will vote in the camp of the Lord for Israel. There's one criteria for nations, as nations, to be judged. How did you treat Israel when they were among you, the Jews, with the witness of the Lord? And so I believe that Jerusalem prayer breakfast is an instrument in the hands of God to get you and you and you and you to go back home and affect your nation the best you can on your knees in prayer and with your feet wherever you can go. Don't tell me you're not political. Everything's spiritual. All politics are spiritual these days. They are not divorced from it. And there's a court in heaven higher than the Hague or the Hague, whichever you call it. And there's a court in heaven right now watching. Hallelujah. Israel will be all right. We know that. But the nations are the ones in danger. Shalom.
Thank you so much.